Hello everyone. Today I just finished a little game called Monument Valley, Panoramic Edition on Steam. I finished all the levels, all the little DLC levels they had, and yeah, as far as I'm concerned, Monument Valley is a mobile game that was ported to Steam. Because I do recall playing it as a kid, the free trial, and knowing that it was $2 in the App Store, I never bought it. But knowing that the entire plethora of levels from this game were $2 a couple months ago on the Steam winter sale, I was like, yeah, why not? I'll pick it up. I always wanted to finish playing it when I was a kid, so here we are. So let's take a look. We're gonna pop over here. Here's the little Steam page. As you can see, I got all the achievements here. This game is a little puzzle game, and it has a lot going on. It is very nice, and good lord, this game is loud. Okay, so basically, you play these little isometric puzzle levels where you control the little character named Ida. And you just gotta it's a perspective game. Everything is not as it seems, which is kind of crazy. And there's a story that's happening here, and I'm not actually sure what the story is. But as a whole, I would give this game probably a 7 out of 10. This is a fun game. It's a cute little thing. You know, you just play it for whatever. I mean, you can finish it. And this game isn't meant to be hard. I mean, seriously, I have already played these levels, as y'all's probably know, considering I said I finished it. But some of these levels, especially the later levels and like some of the extra DLC stuff, had me a little stumped. Like, that stuff was hard. And for another thing, as you can see, this is just a point and click game. I had no use for the keyboard whatsoever. I just did the puzzles with the mouse. Also, you got these things you can move around here, and this game is very musical based, which is kind of cool to me. Like, there's a lot of the sound effects have music incorporated in, which I think is quite cool. So, this game is basically just a thinking game. It is a fun thinking game though, and also the art in this game is fantastic. Like if you take a look here, Ida is a very well-built, well-designed, cute-looking character. These crows are cute and stuff, and the overall aesthetic of the game, the very simplistic nature of it, is very, very nice to see. As one would presume, this game does fall a little flat, I get, to some. I would assume that. I mean, it's not for everybody. It's a little puzzle game. It was $2 on Steam. But as a whole, I think this game holds up pretty well. If, you know, and like they got little unique things going on, like this little crow out here trying to chase me down. That's usually not, that's in no other level. This is the only level it's in, which is pretty cool. Every couple of levels there is this like blue woman that comes to talk to you, and this whole game is based on perspective. So as you can see here with the crows back here, there is like a weird, it's not a triangle, but it's also not a square. It's one of those optical illusions where the floor is the ceiling and then it kind of transfers itself down to the floor. It is very cool, and this game is very much like that. There are puzzles that work that in, which are very, very cool as well. Like this is one of those puzzles. So if I pull up here and I turn myself just right, well, you look at that. Before, it's not actually, there's this gap in between, but I position myself in such a way where there is no longer a gap. And it's the same deal here, where, believe, ah, you just pull up to the middle. And then you just want to get yourself to the top here. And then, same thing. You just pull yourself up. Actually, I gotta hit that button. But, yeah, this is a very, very cool game. If you like small little puzzle games, I would get this. This is a fun game, cute art style. Um, it's got 10, I believe, it's either 10 or 9 levels base, and then there's 8 levels on top, and then there's one extra bonus level that they did for charity, which I will show off when I complete this. So yeah, again, perspective. They're nowhere close to each other. The red one's all the way at the bottom, but if I turn it just right, it works out. And so I'm just gonna do that. Press that button. It'll raise me up. And there we go. So at the end of every level, Ida will come in and take off her hat and come out with a geometric shape. I don't totally know what's going on. I actually don't understand the story in the slightest, but yeah, I actually have no clue what's going on with the story. However, I'm just gonna show off here. So there are 10 levels on the base game. There is 8 of the Forgotten Shores and Ida's Dream. And then there's the second game, which I do have, which I will be playing. So this is just one little one-off level that they did for charity. They just made it for charity, and they probably sold it for $2 on the App Store, but here it's included. And then we have the Forgotten Shores. These levels are longer and harder than some of the other levels. So I'm going to hop into this one, number 6 of Forgotten. These ones take longer, but I like that. And you see, this plays with like weird angles. So obviously here I am facing an isometric angle and I can move stuff around. But the bird here is, well, sitting as if he's way above me, even though he's realistically not. So we're just gonna keep working on this puzzle here. And same thing, angles are weird. Now Ida is upside down because she came out of this upside down door and she has to hit the upside down button. And that'll reverse the thing, go up, and you can pull the whole thing up and go to the next door. It's a very, very cool concept for a game. Now, I think if I said there was a full-fledged game, this is kind of the full-fledged game, and then there's also the sequel that this game has, so it's kind of hard to tell you that this game needs to have a full-fledged version of this specific mechanic, because it kind of already exists within the game itself. Now, if we take a look here with this I'm going to specifically point out the perspective thing here. So here, we go up one level, and we come here, and we cross the bridge, and we go down a little bit. But if you go up one more level, you're here. But this bridge will connect, yet they are not parallel. As a matter of fact, they are 2 whole levels below, but just based on the way optically it looks, it connects, which is very cool. And they start getting in with some of these ramps, and some of the platforms twist, which is very, very cool. So yeah, and you just have to watch out for perspective, because this ladder, one may not initially think that I would have been able to climb that, but I can. And it's the same deal here. So obviously the ladder is here where it was, but if I move it to a certain side, I can actually cross the entire thing. And because I am already upside down, I can actually hop into this door. Isn't that crazy? It's so cool. Okay, so next up is this puzzle. This puzzle is... It's just another regular puzzle. I've already done these puzzles, so I'm just showing them off. But they are very cool. So this is a perspective one. This one had me stumped a little bit, because you have to look at the perspective of the way Ida is looking. So see, she climbs the ladder, and then she climbs the ladder again, but she can go into this door, because if you look at it, like if you tilt your head, which I am doing right now, you can see that it actually naturally goes in. Also, these crows yell at you. These are very annoying. So yeah, there is that, which is very, very cool to me. Let me go in. Got another one. Just gonna hop in. So I'm gonna take an example here. I actually can't hop into this door because I'm not actually facing the right direction for it. So I'm gonna hop over here, and we're gonna hop up here. And also the sound effects are very... This game is very... I mean, I had the music turned off because it was very, very loud, but this game has very calming sounds. And just the overall look is very, very calming and relaxing. Like, this is a relaxation game. This is very good for that type of thing. So next up, I'm gonna go over here, pop over here. Gonna go back where now you can actually get into that upside down door, hit the button, pop on up, and there we go. Level's done. So as a whole, Monument Valley is a good, well-built puzzle game that's calming, relaxing, it's fun, it's got a very, very good art style, it's very simple art style, and yeah, as a whole, I would give this a 7 out of 10. Purely on gameplay, I do not understand what's going on with the story in the slightest. Like, if you ask me what's going on with the story, I don't know. Like, you look here, a quest for forgiveness, I have no idea what that means. I read through the little story bits that were in with the blue woman, and I still didn't understand it. But that is besides the point. The gameplay was fun, and it felt good to play. It was unique to me, and good puzzles. All right, so that is the video. Have a good one.